Hi, my name is Dr. Natalie Candela. I'm a hypnotherapist and a transformation coach. Welcome to my channel. You're about to listen to a recording of one of my regression sessions. Enjoy. I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see below you, or the very first impression that you have as you come down to the surface.
I see horses.
Are they close?
Mm-hmm.
Are there many horses?
Yeah, it's like an old little town. That's the means of travel. Big dirt road.
Are you alone there with the horses?
Yeah, I am.
And I'd like you to just become aware of your body and tell me what you see wearing on your body.
I'm a boy and I have on boots and a flannel. And I've got a belt on that has guns.
And how old are you?
I'm about like 20.
Are you healthy?
Yes.
Okay. And what are you doing there with the horses?
Looks like I just got somewhere, maybe to a saloon.
So you're in town?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so what are you going to do now?
Just gonna walk in.
What do you do with your horse?
Tied him up.
Okay. So go ahead and walk in and tell me what's happening where you go.
It's pretty empty. There's only a couple people in there. There's like slow, weird music playing. I sat down at the bar.
So let's move a few minutes forward. And what happens then?
A girl shows up and meets me there.
Who is she?
It's a relative. It's not a date. It's a relative. I don't know.
Were you planning to meet there?
Yes.
Why are you meeting?
I think we needed to talk about stuff that was going on in the family.
What is happening within the family?
Everybody's fussing and fighting with each other. I think she knows.
So she will tell you about it.
Mm-hmm.
Just listen to her and then tell me what she's telling
you. She's saying that people just aren't being loyal within the family. That they're taking from each other, and I think she only cares because now something's been taken from her. She's not there to fix the family. She's there to fix her issue.
And what is your part in all of this?
Fixing it.
Why are you the one to fix it?
I'm the honest one in the family.
So she trusts you?
Yeah.
Do others trust you?
Yes.
So how do you feel about that role?
It feels good. It feels right. And it feels like I needed to get some stuff done and fix it. I think it's just some conversations and bringing this family back together.
So as you become more aware of what's happening and why it's happening...
She left. She literally just got up and walked out.
Okay. So she just came in to kind of assign the task to you?
Yeah.
And do you know what you have to do?
I need to go confront the guys who are doing wrong and let them know we know and that it's unacceptable.
So go ahead on the count of 3 and move to the time when you go and confront them. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what's happening.
Yeah, I'm in a big stable. There's a lot of horses and there's a lot going on. I keep walking behind everyone trying to tell them what I'm there to say, but no one's listening to me. They just keep walking away. Everybody keeps turning their back to me. They don't hear me.
And how does that make you feel?
Frustrated and sad. I just want them to know that we don't treat each other this way.
What is your relationship to them?
Some of them are family. Brothers, cousins.
Okay. Do they own the horses and everything there?
It's a family ranch.
So are you a part owner as well?
Yes.
Are you involved in any decisions?
All of the decisions.
And do they listen to you at other times?
Yes.
Okay. So tell me what the issues are. What is happening in the family?
They're stealing from each other and they're taking away from our family.
What are they stealing?
Different goods, different like tools from the farm and materials and supplies and money that the farm's bringing in.
Why do you think they're doing that?
I think they're doing drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Anything. I don't know. They hide it from me. So I don't know exactly what it is, but I know it's something.
So they're doing it because they need more money?
Yes.
Okay. As you confront them, does anything change? Do they start listening to you?
No.
And what do you do then?
I just keep walking behind them and talking. And I just keep talking and keep talking.
How many brothers do you have?
3.
Do you have any sisters?
Yes, 2.
So there are 6 siblings in your family?
Yeah.
Which one are you in the order?
Second from the youngest.
Okay. Of all 6 children?
In between the 2 girls.
I see. Are the older brothers more in charge of the business?
They think they are, yes.
Are the girls involved in the business?
Not as much. They help out and they ride more than they work.
And tell me more about your range.
It's really far removed from a lot of things. There's definitely mountains nearby. It's really, really big. And there's like 20 horses. It's surrounded by farmland, there's cattle, there's chickens, and lots of equipment.
So what do you do on the range? Is it just the cattle or do you grow things?
Mostly cattle. It looks like there's some land that's farmed out of some type of grain or something, maybe. It's a lot of acreage, but it's all the same. Other than that, it's the cattle and chickens.
And what do you do with that?
And we sell them. We raise them and sell them.
Okay. And what is your part in this work? What do you actually do?
I work with other farmers and do trade. And I do some of the selling and whatever needs done, but mostly the business side of it and the sales.
And when you sell cattle, where do you go? Just see yourself on one of those days when you go and take the cattle.
There's a big auction.
Where does it take place?
I'm not sure.
So I wonder if you can look at some of the documents you sign and Just notice either the heading of the document or the bottom of it where you have signatures, and just tell me any details, the dates, the places, names.
It's very small paper and it's more handwritten, just like quantity and cash amount. It's more like a receipt. There's not a lot of paperwork.
Okay, what's the cash amount?
Yeah, it's a couple $1,000s.
So just see yourself back at your range. And where do you live?
I live on the farm above one of the barns. A couple of my brothers live on top of other buildings too. The rest of the siblings have their own place.
Are your parents still alive?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And so I'd like you to imagine yourself on the count of 3 standing in front of the place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. Describe it to me.
It's a farmhouse. It's white with a black door. There's nothing like really special about it. It's not little, it's not big. It's just a regular farmhouse, I guess.
So go inside and tell me what you see inside as you walk through it.
Lots of flowery wallpaper and knickknacks. Lots and lots of knickknacks everywhere.
Mm-hmm. And who lives in this house?
My mom and dad.
Okay. So are you living in that house now?
Well, I live out in the barn.
Okay. But this house is next to the barn?
Mm-hmm. It's on the same property.
Okay. Did you used to have a room in this house?
I did.
Can you go to that room and tell me what it looks like?
It's pretty bare. There's wood floors and like a metal bed frame and just like a flower quilt on the bed, and there's nothing else in there. Nothing on the walls or anything.
So did all the children have their own individual bedrooms before?
We shared.
Who did you share a room with?
I think I kept moving rooms. I didn't want to stay in that room.
Why is that?
My brothers were mean and they picked on me, so I would go stay with my sisters a lot.
Are your brothers much older than you?
Mm-hmm.
By how much?
Like 4 and 5 years.
And are you closer with your sisters?
Yes.
Okay. So I'd like you to go to maybe the living room or the kitchen of the house and see if you can notice a calendar or a newspaper or a letter or any kind of document. And you may see the name, your address, or you may see the date.
I can see my dad in the kitchen holding a newspaper.
Mm-hmm. Just look at the front and see what the date is.
I keep thinking 1844.
And what's the name of the newspaper? Can you see on the front?
It says Herald Press.
Okay. And can you look on the front page, usually at the top, it tells you the place where it's printed.
No, I can only see 10 cents.
Okay. So your family owns this entire range?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And how long have you been on that range?
I've been on it my whole life. Family's had it for many generations. I think my dad inherited it.
Do you still see your dad sitting there?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what he's wearing?
He's got a dark pant and a white button-up collared shirt and suspenders.
Okay. Is he still working on the range?
No. He's older. I mean, he still gets out there, but he doesn't really work.
Is he aware of the things that are happening?
Yes.
And do you discuss it with him?
We don't talk. He doesn't really talk to anyone.
Why is that?
I don't know. Just not very approachable. He doesn't really say anything.
What about your mom?
She's very sweet, but kind of quiet. I think she talks more when he's not there.
Do you know if your dad is upset by what is happening in the family?
He is.
Does he plan to do anything about it?
I think he's tried and just has given up.
Is he expecting you to fix it as well?
Yeah. But as I see him on this day in the kitchen reading the paper, he doesn't even care anymore.
Okay. In your understanding of what is happening, how bad is it?
We're going to lose everything.
And so what do you decide to do next?
I started branching off and building a farm elsewhere that no one knew about so I could buy out the family business.
How do you do that?
Just doing extra work on the side and making money any way I could to buy another farm.
And you do it all by yourself?
Yes.
So not even your sisters are aware?
No.
And how long does it take you?
A few years.
And so let's move a few years forward. Have you built the farm?
I have. And I was able to save about half of the family's stuff, but that farm is empty and done. There's no animals or anything left there. I'm on a farm by myself with maybe like 10 horses.
Do you have help?
No.
You're entirely by yourself?
Yes.
And why do you choose to be entirely by yourself?
I can't trust anyone else.
So not even hired help?
No.
Why do you not trust somebody that you can hire?
There was hired help involved in the family farm drama too. It wasn't all just family, there was hired help.
It must be hard to do it all by yourself.
It is.
Are you able to handle it?
I work a lot. I'm out in the barn a lot. I'm not really making any money now, but I save the farm.
So you take care of 10 horses, and then what else is on your farm?
It's just the horses and a couple of chickens. No cattle. That's it.
So how many years has it been since you found out about that family issue?
5.
Okay. And so what is happening with the rest of your family at this point?
I don't talk to them. I don't know. My parents are gone now. I think one of my sisters is okay. And there's at least some conversations that happen, but I don't talk to any of the other siblings, including one of the sisters.
So the sister that came to meet you in that saloon, is she the one you're talking to?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. And how old are you at this time?
25.
Are you married or
No, I'm not even dating.
do you want to be with someone?
No, I can't trust anyone. I just want to live on my farm with my horses by myself.
I see. So allow those images to fade away. And on the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what you're seeing.
Well, it's a wedding. And I got married.
So tell me about your new wife.
She's very much a part of the farm and is, I don't know. I just know she helps me at the farm.
Okay. Is it your wedding day?
Yes, but it's very small. There's really no one there. It's us and maybe 10 people.
And how do you feel?
Okay. I'm not really happy or anything.
So why are you getting married?
Feels like what's what I was supposed to do. Just always thought about growing up, and that's part of what's supposed to happen. You get married and start a family.
So it's more of a social convention for you. It's not really something that you wanted to do.
Right.
But yet there was nobody really pushing you to do it.
Just me. That's what I thought I was supposed to do.
Okay. And why did you choose her?
She's really nice. She just seems honest and not lazy.
How did you meet her?
She bought some eggs. She came by to buy eggs.
What's her name?
Christina.
What's your name?
Jonathan.
So how long did you court her?
It wasn't very long. Not very long at all.
Is she moving in with you to your farm?
Mm-hmm.
And who are the people at the wedding?
It's really her people, her friends, and her parents.
Nobody from your family?
My sister.
Just one sister.
Mm-hmm.
So let's move again to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
She's moving out.
Why is that?
Because she cheated, and I caught her.
I see. So are you kicking her out?
Yes.
Who did she cheat with?
My brother.
How did he get back into the picture?
I have no idea. I didn't even know they knew each other. I didn't introduce them. I feel like he sought her out to get back at me.
And where is she going to go?
To live with him.
And how old are you at this point?
30.
So you've been together for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are you planning to do now?
Go back to what I was doing before.
Are you still living on your farm?
Mm-hmm.
And how is it going?
Good.
Are you still working just by yourself?
I am.
Has anything changed on your farm? Has it grown?
Mm-hmm. It's grown. Not by animals, more crop and more, there's a garden with vegetables, and the farm has been updated and is nicer, but no more, I don't have any more animals.
What kind of crops are you growing?
Corn, and potatoes, and carrots, and beans.
Well, surely you need help with that, or are you able to take care of all of that by yourself?
I do it all by myself.
You must work a lot.
Mm-hmm.
On the count of 3, let's again move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
I am sick.
What are you feeling?
Weak. And very thin and just weak.
Do you know what your illness is?
I don't know, it seems like a cancer or something terminal.
In what part of your body?
My brain.
And where are you now?
Laying in a bed in my house.
Is there anybody with you?
No.
Does anybody come in to help take care of you?
No.
So how do you manage by yourself?
I don't.
How long have you been sick?
Seems like quite a while.
Are you able to get up out of bed?
No.
So how long have you been just bedridden?
Months.
So where do you get food?
I don't know.
How old are you now?
Maybe 50?
Okay. So you're just entirely by yourself?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Sad, but not surprised.
Does your sister come to visit?
No, I don't know what happened to her.
Okay. So on the count of 3, let's move to the last day of this life. 1, 2, and 3.
There's my sister. She came to say bye. I'm in the hospital.
What did the hospital look like? What's around you?
It's very bright and stark. Very white. Nothing special.
Is there light inside?
Yes. It's very bright.
Where is it coming from?
I don't know. It almost seems like supernatural. Like it's not coming from electricity. It's like the whole room is really, really bright.
And is there anybody else there other than your sister?
No. I don't know. I feel like I can see a spirit over my head or something looking over me, but it's not a person.
And what does the spirit do?
Just watching me kindly. It's comforting. It's not scary or anything.
Mm-hmm. And how are you feeling at this point?
I'm okay. I'm ready to go.
Do you have any pain?
Nope.
Okay. Have you been sick for a long time?
I have, yeah.
Is your sister saying anything to you?
Just sorry.
Why do you think she says that?
For not being there for me. Not being there to help me when I was trying to save the farm. I think she knew about my brother and my wife. Yeah, she betrayed me too.
And what is happening with your farm at this point?
It's gone. I already sold everything.
When you got sick?
Mm-hmm.
And where is the money going to after your death?
To a family that's down the road who's starting out new. They're trying to start a family in their own farm. That's who I sold some of my stock to, my horses. I just want to give everything to them.
So you're giving them whatever you made from the farm?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So allow yourself to take the last breath and just begin to lift out of your body very gently. Become aware of that spirit that was waiting for you, is greeting you on the other side, or if there is anybody else there that meets you.
I feel like I have a lot of guides and angels around me.
Okay. And so before you go anywhere with them, I'd like you to look back. How do you feel about what you just left?
Nothing, no feelings really.
Okay. So as you continue to shift your level of consciousness and awareness, and from the soul perspective, I want you to tell me, what was the purpose of that life experience?
It's okay to be alone. I didn't have to get married just because that was what I thought I was supposed to do. I should have just stayed alone. And that it's okay to be alone, and even to die alone.
Do you feel that you led a successful life in terms of the experience that your soul wanted to have?
Yes.
And what was the importance of being alone in that life?
Safety and security.
Do you see that being with someone is not safe and secure?
Yeah.
Was that a human experience or is that a soul experience?
I feel like it's both.
Okay. Those guides and spirits, are they around you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so just allow yourself to connect with them and tell me what that experience is like.
Very reassuring and warm and safe.
Are they communicating to you in any way?
Mm-hmm.
And what are they saying?
I just keep hearing it that it's okay.
And that spirit that was by your bedside before, is it there?
Yes.
And do you recognize it now as someone that you know?
I don't know, it's a very familiar face, but I don't know who it is.
And can you talk to it?
Mm-hmm.
Ask it to remind you who it is?
I don't know.
Okay. It's all right. So I want you to look at this life again from a spirit perspective. And I want you to look specifically for what lessons it gives you that you will take into your next life experience.
That I just don't have to do everything alone. That there are ways to receive help and still have the ability to trust.
You said that it was safe to be alone. Is that not the case?
I think my body thinks that, but maybe that's not it.
Mm-hmm. So allow yourself to lift even further to this thread and just float away appropriate time and place gently another life, simply flowing and experiencing another time, give you guidance, information. Allow yourself now to begin appropriate to descend from any emotional and mental experience that you felt before, greater for you, as you're floating away, and allowing the people in that life to continue to go on their way. I want you to tell me the very first thing that you see when you get down below.
A lady in a red dress with a red hat and long, black gloves and a cigar that's on a stick.
And is she close to you?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like you to become aware of anything else that's happening around you.
It's a party, maybe, a hall, and there are people dancing.
And become aware of your body. Look down at your body and tell me what you're wearing on your feet.
Lace-up boots.
Are they tall boots?
Mm-hmm. They're like a work boot. They're very dirty.
Become aware of the rest of your body and tell me what you're wearing.
A long flowered print dress with long sleeves. I think I have a bonnet or something on my head, maybe. I don't look like I belong at the dance.
Why do you feel that you don't belong there?
Everyone's really dressed up. It's kind of like the lady I saw. Very sharp, and I'm not.
So I'm assuming you're in a female body?
Yes.
Are you young or old?
Early 20s.
And are you healthy?
Yes.
Okay. And so just become aware of what you're doing there at the moment.
I feel like I have my eye on her. I'm just watching everyone, but she's particularly interesting to me.
Is she seeing you?
Mm-hmm.
Does she know you?
I don't think so.
Do you know her?
Mm-mm.
Are you just standing there or are you doing something?
I'm just standing off to the side.
And what do you find interesting about that lady?
Just how pretty she is and how put together she looked. Her outfit, her hair, and her makeup.
Do you have any makeup on?
No.
Just become aware of why you came to that party.
I was walking by and heard the music and just peeked in.
Was it open to anybody?
And the door was open. Yeah, seems so.
Tell me about what you see around you. What does it look like?
Just a really big open room. Lots of tables, and like I said, a big dance floor. And lots of couples dancing. Which is also interesting. This lady's by herself, and most everyone else is with a couple.
Is that why she catches your attention?
I think so.
And what does she do?
Giving me dirty looks.
So she doesn't like that you're looking at her?
Correct.
Do you keep looking?
No.
What do you do next?
I leave.
And so when you go outside, look back and tell me where you were.
It's a building, like a hall. It's almost like a coliseum. It's big, it's white. It's got big white pillars in the front.
Okay. And what do you see outside?
It's just a street. There are cars parked. It's like probably 1950s, based on the cars I'm seeing.
What do you do now?
There's stairs in the front. We're running down the stairs. It's not a fast run, but I kind of run up the street to get away. So not to be seen, I guess.
Why do you not want to be seen?
Because I didn't look like everyone else, and I think the dirty looks from the lady verified that I probably wasn't welcome there.
So on the count of 3, just allow yourself to stand in front of the place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. Describe it to me, please.
It's kind of a colonial home. It's a big house. It's actually an orphanage. It's not like my home. It's where I live, though.
Right. And are you still a resident there?
Yes.
Aren't you too old for that?
I had nowhere to go, and I volunteered to help so I could keep a place to stay, so I help.
So you work there?
Mm-hmm.
Do they pay you?
I just get to stay for pay.
I see. And were you raised there?
Not my whole life. I don't think so.
When did you come there? How old were you?
Maybe when I was like 5 or 6.
What happened? Why did you end up there?
I don't know. I can recall a very cold drop off. It was very fast. It just dropped off.
So let's go back. On the count of 3, I'd like you to travel back to the time when you were about 5 or 6 years old. And I want you to become aware of what led up to you being dropped off at the orphanage. 1, 2, and 3. What happened?
It seemed like there was just a lot of arguing and fighting. My dad wanted to drop me off, and my mom didn't. I don't think I knew the reason why he didn't want me.
Was it your parents that dropped you off?
It was.
And was your mom ever in touch with you?
No.
Okay. So let's go back now to when you were in your 20s. Are you aware of what's happened to your parents? You were never in touch with them again?
Never again.
Did you want to find them?
Yes.
Did you do anything to find them?
No, I didn't know what to do. Finding them really wasn't an option or how to even start.
I see. On the count of 3, I want you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
I'm working in a small cafe as a waitress.
Mm-hmm. And how old are you?
I'm still in my 20s, pretty young.
Okay. And what's happening?
There's a guy at a table that I'm getting coffee for, maybe. The restaurant's pretty empty.
So how do you like your job?
I like it.
What do you like about it?
Just being away from the orphanage and making money so I get things I need.
And where do you live?
A small room, but it's my own place. It's in a very busy city.
So you're renting your own place now?
Mm-hmm.
Just a room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this day that you're working your shift at the cafe, does anything happen there that draws your attention?
This guy just is there for a really long time. Gets his coffee, but he's just there for a really, really long time.
Do you talk to him?
He doesn't say anything. We'll talk.
Does he watch you?
No, he has a book, and he's just keeping his head in the book.
Okay. Is he young?
Older gentleman, maybe 50 or 60.
So as your shift ends, what do you do?
Walked down the street to my place.
Okay. And is that gentleman still there at that time?
Yes, he didn't leave. He was still there when I left.
Okay. So on the count of 3, just see yourself standing in front of the place where you live. 1, 2, and 3. Describe it.
Again, it's in a busy city, on a busy street. There's a lot of cement stairs going up to the door. It's almost like a bunch of stone townhomes lined up.
So go up to the place where you stay. And is it a room in a house?
Yeah, it seems to be a room in a house. There's a family downstairs that I don't interact with. I can just go up, or right, there's stairs that go up to a room.
Okay. So go up to your room and describe the room to me.
It's pretty plain. There's a dresser and a bed, and that's it. I don't even see any clothes.
And where do you take your meals?
At the restaurant that I work at.
Okay. Do they let you eat for free, or do you have to pay?
They let me eat.
So on the count of 3, you're going to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. Tell me what's happening.
I'm sitting in the booth that the guy was reading a book at that same place that I worked at, but I don't work there.
And you're sitting with him?
Nope, but I think it's the same book.
Oh, and look at the book and tell me what the title is.
The title is Forevermore, and it's a yellow cover. It's almost a cursive writing.
Is that a novel?
It is.
Do you know what it's about?
It's a love story.
Have you finished reading the book?
I haven't.
And how did you come in possession of it?
I think that guy left it.
Did he leave it for you?
He did. I think he did. I don't know. Or maybe I was just so interested because he sat there so long with that book.
You will become aware of the sequence of events that brought that book into your possession. And you will also become aware of that gentleman and if he had any significant role to play in your life.
Yeah, he gave the book to another waitress and asked her to give it to me.
And why did he do that?
He comes in a lot, and he could see how sad I am and how lonely, and he thought this book would cheer me up and make me have hope.
And did it do that?
It did, yeah.
What did this book show you?
A relationship, because I had never seen a relationship.
So why did he see that you were so sad? Why are you sad?
I don't know. I think I just looked sad, maybe, and carried myself sad. I don't know. I didn't tell him anything.
Tell me more about your life. Do you have any friends?
Just a couple girls that are still local that were also in the orphanage. One of them was adopted out and she has a great life, and the other one is doing really well.
And do you have a suitor?
I do. I think I just really liked him a lot. He's not probably really my boyfriend. I didn't know how to get him to be my boyfriend, maybe. I just knew that I liked him and we talked, so in my mind that was a relationship, and I think I got my feelings hurt when I realized that that's not how it worked.
So did he not like you?
Yeah, not the same way. He was very nice, but he just wanted to be friends.
On the count of 3, I'd like you to move to the next significant event in that life. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what you're seeing.
I own the bistro that I used to work at.
How did that happen?
I worked there for so long. It's almost like inherited. The folks that had it let me run it for many years and then finally signed it over.
And how old are you at this point?
45.
And do you have a family?
I don't.
Are you in any relationship?
No.
And where do you live?
Above the bistro. I have a little apartment above it.
And how do you feel about your life?
I enjoy it. I enjoy baking early mornings to get all the baked goods ready. I like it.
Do you have people working for you?
I do.
How's that going?
Good.
Do you have a good relationship with them?
I do.
Are you able to trust them?
Yes.
So your business is doing well?
It is.
Do you find your life comfortable?
Yes.
Are you missing anything in it?
No.
Right. So on the count of 3, you're going to move to the last day of that life. 1, 2, and 3. And tell me what's happening.
Here's something sudden happened. I was still working. And I had a heart attack.
So we're going to go to the specific moment when something happened. And just become aware of what happens and walk me through it.
I got up and went down and started baking like every other morning, and I had a heart attack. I was found by one of my employees.
And did you pass away right there?
Mm-hmm.
And how much later were you found?
It's a few hours.
And how old were you?
Maybe in my 60s, almost 70 even.
Okay. So I want you to see yourself above that scene, floating out of your body, feeling a sense of freedom and healing And as you're looking back, and from a spirit perspective, tell me what purpose you had in that life.
I gave a lot of kids chances. They're working at the bistro and not just giving them a job, but helping teach them about life. Always had a lot of young kids and even would hire kids out of the orphanage.
So you were very intentional in who you hired.
Mm-hmm.
And how did you help them? Just by giving them a job or by teaching them?
Giving them a job and just teaching them different things about life depending on what was going on, and just teaching them that someone was there for them even if they felt like they didn't have someone. And I was very motherly to a lot of the kids that worked there, and everyone was always so happy to come and always felt like family.
So it seemed like you impacted a lot of lives.
Yeah.
On the count of 3, see yourself participating in a planning session. A planning session that was looking at the options of the upcoming life and selecting what you wanted to experience. Just see yourself in that planning session and tell me what options are before you.
There were options of just taking what I knew and living that way, or taking what I knew and finding what was different or available, and the option to maybe help people that were the same as me but didn't know there were options.
So tell me more about taking what you knew and living the same way. What do you mean by that?
Knowing the feeling of being unwanted and just staying that way.
I see. And so which option do you select for that particular life?
To find a different way and to share it with others.
So to go from the feeling of being unwanted
To being accepted.
and helping others feel that way.
Yeah.
Okay. And was there a significance, or was that just a choice that you ended up alone in your own personal life?
It was just a choice, I think.
And so as you look back at that life, do you feel that you were successful in terms of the experiences you wanted to have?
Yes, very much.
Okay, good. Was there anything that was missing? Was there anything that you could have done differently?
No.
Okay, very good. So just allow those images to begin to fade away. I now want all of the consciousness and personality of Amy to once again return and fully integrate back into her body. I'm going to ask to speak with Amy's higher consciousness. Can I speak to you and ask questions?
Yes.
Thank you. So I know that you could have brought forward many different lifetimes for Amy to see today. But you chose the life of Jonathan the Ranger and of the young lady from the orphanage. Can you tell us why you picked those particular lifetimes for her to examine?
To see the difference and how lonely Jonathan was by himself, and how fulfilled Betty was by herself. It's both by themselves, but just different experiences.
So the second life, her name was Betty.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it important for Amy to see that difference now? Why is it relevant to her now?
It's really not the status of being alone. It's what you're doing with your life.
Okay. I saw that in the first life as Jonathan, she developed a lot of distrust in people around her. And that really rippled into the current life. And it's really affecting her. Was there significance in her experiencing that?
Same as the family that was untrustworthy looks very similar to the family I'm dealing with now.
And so, as the soul comes back and gains a similar experience, as a higher consciousness, do you wish for Amy to take a different turn or to repeat the same experience?
To take a different turn.
And what would that look like? What do you wish her to experience now that's different from what Jonathan had before?
Finding people to trust. Maybe it's not the people I expect I should trust, but there are people I can trust.
Okay. So I want to ask the higher consciousness if it's okay for Amy to begin to release that energy of mistrust. Do you feel that it is holding her back, or is it beneficial for her?
It's holding her back.
So what I'd like you to do is to help me clear it now. I'm going to touch the center of Amy's chest right now. I want you to focus on opening her heart. Imagining that mistrust is a fog that is all around her and that blocks her vision and doesn't allow her to see clearly what's around her. I want you to begin to lift that fog. And as the fog clears and her heart opens, she begins to feel that she can breathe a little bit easier and fuller. And that lifting fog of mistrust, we're going to send back to the universe to be transmuted in the most beneficial way. And now that space around her that was filled with that fog, I want you to fill it with beautiful white and golden light. Imagining as though there are cracks in the walls that get filled so that the walls become solid and strong. So all those cracks that were filled with mistrust, that were being broken down by that mistrust, as that mistrust lifts out and being transmuted, all those cracks are filled with light, made new again. And let me know how that's going. Is that completed?
Everything's filled up.
As that mistrust lifts from her awareness, what potentials are going to open up for her? What is going to become possible for her in this life, in her journey?
Love.
Is that something that she can begin to trust?
Yes.
Wonderful. So tell me if she feels now as though that fog has lifted.
Yes.
Wonderful. Now it's going to continue to incorporate into her subconscious with every breath that she takes within the coming days and weeks and months. And she's going to keep feeling that that fog is lifting and clearing. So I thank you for continuing to work with her. So one of the questions that Amy has is the patterns for the things that hold her back, and one of them was the lack of trust. And another was the boundaries that she set around herself about love. And it's kind of clear from the two lives why those things are issues for her in this life. But can you shed any more light on anything that she needs to change or anything we need to clear or heal?
I need to trust my own boundaries in the way that I love.
And if she trusts her own boundaries, what will happen?
I'll experience love in a different way, more trusting way.
Amy also wants to know about her soul gifts. Can you bring to her awareness the gifts that she has from the soul level and how she can use them more effectively in this life?
She's already using them.
Right. So make it clear to her what gifts she needs to be aware of.
The ability to spread love and kindness and create comfort.
And it seems that in both lives she was a center of strength in a way that others could rely on. She drew them to her. Is that right?
Yes.
That she has that inner strength. She knows what's right and what's good, and she can create that in life no matter what's happening around her. Is that accurate?
It is. And to identify in any environment anyone who has the need to experience that light.
So is that one of the purposes for this life, to bring that to the people around her?
Yes.
And so when she does that, is she fulfilling her purpose?
Yes.
So she wants to be more in touch with her intuition and guidance so she can use her gifts more and know when to use them. Is there any guidance you have for her on how to gain that intuitive understanding?
Setting time to be more intentional about the gifts. I realize that I use the gifts all the time, sometimes not even knowingly, but being more intentional.
How can she be more intentional? In what way?
And making herself available to share the gifts with people that need undivided attention and a specific focus, rather than just passing love and light and a passing by, to sit down with someone and understand their true needs.
So she needs to make time to spend time with people who need her?
Yes.
How will she identify those people? Is that going to come to her intuitively?
Yes.
Okay, and she can trust her intuition?
Yes.
Okay, good. So part of that journey is her question about her work. Should she look into changing what she does?
The people and the environment for the current work does not allow connectivity.
Is it better for her to find a different work environment?
Yes.
Where should she look for it?
It's kids, a mentor, and specifically for troubled children.
Okay. I want you to speak directly to Amy, and I'm speaking to the higher consciousness right now. I want you to address one important question that she has, and it is whether she's deserving of love. So can you speak directly to her and let her feel at the same time the response from a spirit perspective?
I'm experiencing love every day and sharing love every day, and not identifying it as love because I'm giving it and expecting to receive it the same way as I'm giving it. It's there. It just looks different.
And in terms of deserving love?
I deserve love and trust. I deserve to trust the different kinds of love that's around me, and to understand that love from different people looks different ways.
Thank you. So I'd like you to do a quick body scan. Scan her entire body and tell me if there are any issues that deserve attention
There are no issues.
Everything's clear?
Yes.
Great. So the last thing I want to do before we close is give you another opportunity to give a message directly to Amy right now. Anything important that you want her to remember, to know.
So many people love me, and sometimes I make it hard for people to love me. So to be careful not to push it away and then question why it's not there.
So with the fog of mistrust lifting, is she going to allow that love to come closer to her?
Yes.
Thank you. So now I'm going to ask the higher consciousness to recede to where it belongs, with much love and thanks for the help and information that it has been giving Amy today. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the session. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you click on the bell, you will be notified of any of my future postings. Thank you. Bye.